What is your name, dear?
My name is Hadi.
Hadi. Hadi, can you tell us what is the situation right now in Lebanon?
The situation is very complicated. The government is taking a very bad stance against the resistance that is representing the free people of Lebanon against the Israeli interest in our land, in our riches, and their expansionate aim to spread to South Lebanon and other parts of Lebanon. The resistance is doing very well, but Israel is every day destroying, killing very big numbers of people and civilians. Yeah.
Okay. So, how much support Hezbollah enjoys in Lebanon?
Hezbollah enjoys a very big portion of support from the Lebanese people, but the West money, with the Gulf money in our TV channels, they spread the fake image that many people are against Hezbollah. But in general, the people support Hezbollah, and they know Israel and US interest in our country in a very bad way, and the influence they are spreading here.
So, some people within the Lebanese government, they want Hezbollah to be disarmed.
Yeah.
And they have also banned the military wing of Hezbollah. So, if Hezbollah is disarmed, what will happen?
This is never gonna happen.
Okay.
Hezbollah is always gonna be present on the battlefield. If they couldn't disarm Hamas in Gaza after 3 years, it would take them hundreds of years to disarm Hezbollah. Hezbollah is always gonna be present. We were in very more difficult situations in Lebanon back in 1982, in 1990s, in 2006. Now Hezbollah is present. He is doing very good on the battlefield with all the support that Israel is getting from the US and the Western governments. Inshallah, the government in Lebanon is gonna fail, and after all of this is done, it will be the time to comfort them and let them leave to get a true government that represents the Lebanese people.
And recently, Pakistan did some diplomatic effort to make peace between Iran and United States. What do you think about the efforts of Pakistan?
The efforts of Pakistan is appreciated with other countries. Inshallah, Iran will be victorious in this battle. And the last agreement that was signed by Trump and the Iranian president just proved that Iran is victorious in this war. And every goal, the US and the Israeli Zionist entity that they set for themselves in this war, they failed in it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good. Thank you. And I want to say one more thing. Greetings to the Pakistani people. And we hope they always stand on the right side in history. Thank you.
We will talk to Professor Makarram Rabah. He is the assistant professor of history in the American University of Beirut. Thank you very much, sir. First of all, tell us what is your opinion about the recent joint statement issued after the talks between United States and Iran in Switzerland, because Lebanon is mentioned in that. Do you hope that something positive will come out of the talks between United States and Iran?
Well, certainly as a Lebanese, I am very alarmed at the way that Lebanon was mentioned. I would have preferred that Lebanon has a separate and clear mechanism that explains how Iran will commit to basically disarming one of its proxies. As it stands, the problem with Trump and his administration, that they are putting so much weight at the Iran deal that they don't understand that the reason why the war happened is still there. So basically the proxies, the ballistics, and the nuclear weapons. As it comes to Lebanon, I would be really happy if there's a sustainable ceasefire. But as it stands, despite the Switzerland efforts and despite the Islamabad talks, we have yet to see a real ceasefire stand.
So when you talk about the proxies, you think that the Hezbollah is the proxy of Iran.
Well, it is the main proxy. It's the tip of the spear for the Iranian project. And more importantly, it's one of the proxies that border Israel, which means that the Iranians want this as a kind of leverage against the Israelis, which makes Israel somewhat impossible to get out of Lebanon as long as this danger on their security exists.
So do you think that if Hezbollah is disarmed, so Lebanon will have peace?
Well, certainly we will have a better chance at peace. And if we do have any sort of problems with the Israelis, it will not include full-scale invasion. If we take, for example, Jordan and Egypt, they do have border problems, but they don't translate into a full-scale war. And more importantly, regardless of what the Israelis want, as Lebanese, it is not natural to have an army which is stronger than your own army. So sovereignty is important for any country, including Lebanon.
So why the Lebanese army is weak? Because the Lebanon have a lot of resources. So why there is no strong air force, there is no strong navy in Lebanon, and why Hezbollah is stronger than the army?
Well, one has to compare this differently. We don't have a weak army, we have a weak state. The state has to invest heavily in the security apparatus. And more importantly, even if we are to invest in this, it doesn't mean that our army will be capable of fighting Israel. However, the minimum that we require is this army's ability to protect Lebanon and its borders. The reason why we have a weaker army is because of 15 years of Syrian occupation, then 10 or 20 more years of Iran basically making Hezbollah more powerful by weakening the Lebanese political system. And more importantly, I think there's a kind of a Faustian deal, a devil's deal between the Lebanese political establishment and Hezbollah. They use these weapons to protect their own corruption.
So you mentioned the Syrian occupation, you also talking about Hezbollah, but what about the Israeli occupation of Lebanon from 1982 to 2000? Don't you think that Israel is also a problem for Lebanon?
Well, certainly Israel is a big challenge and a problem for Lebanon. But as a young man, I saw Israel leave in the 2000s. It was our government that did not do the right thing. Israel invaded Lebanon in 1978 and then in 1982 because of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, an organization which the Lebanese authorities allowed to operate out of Lebanon. As a Lebanese, I think one should be mindful of his own house. And if there's a danger, if there's a wolf outside, we can deal with them. We don't need to confront them every time. By staying inside our house, by being diplomatic, and by leveraging our relations with the international community, we can protect ourselves. More importantly, at this particular moment in time, Hezbollah and Iran and all of these proxies have tried to destroy many of the Arab countries around us. The Israeli state wants peace ultimately because it costs us too much to continue invading Lebanon, whereas Iran simply lives off the resources of the countries, including my own country, Lebanon.
Many people talk about the plan of Greater Israel, and there is a map also, and many areas of Lebanon, Egypt, Syria, Jordan, Turkey are part of the map of the Greater Israel. So what do you think about the plan of Greater Israel?
Well, as an academic, I think that this plan does exist. Just like in Islam, you have the ISIS and you have the extremist Islamists, they want to create the caliphate. So certainly, realistically, Netanyahu uses this scare to scare the area, but on the ground it is nowhere to be found, simply because in the case of Lebanon, biblically, in the Bible, it is mentioned alongside Israel. It's not the same like Palestine. The Palestinian issue is different. The Israelis cannot recognize Palestine, whereas Lebanon is there. And more importantly, Lebanon did try to sign a peace deal in 1983 with Israel. It was the Lebanese that backed out of this. More importantly, in 2000, it was a unilateral withdrawal from Israel. We have the Ben Gvirs, we have the Smotriches, but we also had the Ishaq Rabins of Israel. And in the Arab world and in the Islamic world, there's many people that really want peace. However, Iran as a model can only survive if there is warfare and there is conflict.
So In your opinion, what is the ultimate solution of bringing peace in Lebanon?
One has to start by disarming Hezbollah, because the main reason we have an Israeli occupation of Lebanon is because Hezbollah and Iran have occupied the Lebanese state, and they have invited occupation. Before October 7, sir, we did not have any Israeli occupation of Lebanon. It was Nasrallah, Hassan Nasrallah's entry into the war that invited occupation. So in a way, whatever we want to do, even if we don't sign ultimate peace, not having weapons controlled by the Iran Revolutionary Guards will ensure that our land is not invaded every couple of years.
No, you are saying that the disarming of Hezbollah is the ultimate solution. So do you think that it is possible? Can you disarm Hezbollah?
The disarmament of Hezbollah is not a physical thing. One has to disarm the narrative of Hezbollah. Hezbollah claims that it protects Lebanon. It hasn't done so. More importantly, Hezbollah controls the deep state. It has a judiciary, it has a security apparatus, and also it has the sectarian cover, which they claim that as Shiites they have the right to monopolize Shiite representation. So in a way, to disarm Hezbollah, which is not an impossible thing to do, yet a difficult thing to do, one has to go through the motion. I compare disarming Hezbollah to eating an elephant. An elephant is not eaten in one bite. One has to take small bites in order to digest it. And more importantly, one has to understand that the peripheries in Lebanon, particularly the south of Lebanon, has been abandoned by the Lebanese state for years. When we have the army there, it is the start of reclaiming the narrative.
The military wing of Hezbollah was banned in March 2026. So what is the result of that ban?
Well, unfortunately, despite the government ban on Hezbollah, the army hasn't moved, which is basically very destructive for the image of for the Lebanese state. There's no two wings in Hezbollah. Hezbollah is the Iran Revolutionary Guards. Their logo is an AK-47. These people do not hide what they do. Politics is there to protect the weapons, not the other way around. And this is why one has to understand that if the Lebanese state does not take action, it will just legitimize this Iranian weapons.